What's going on, everyone? It's Token, and we are back with more VGC Climbing the Ladder. As today we are still using Double Duck. Obviously, we are going to try to feature Preston Clark's Utah Regionals winning Double Duck team as much as possible. So I hope you guys are excited for more showcasing of this very powerful team. Definitely leave a like if you end up enjoying, and subscribe to the channel for more VGC action as well as other Pokemon related content. Your support is greatly appreciated as always. So you guys may have noticed that yesterday's episode ended up going up so late. Ended up having to run so many errands before work, and unfortunately I didn't get the episode up in time. It was definitely my fault, so I do apologize though. Ended up going to Barnes and Nobles with my brother. He ended up taking so long to just decide on some books. I just wanted some books. I haven't been reading a lot lately, so I definitely wanted to pick up some new books to get me excited to read more. And unfortunately, he took so long and he threw my schedule completely off. So I'm sorry about that, but we were able to get it up yesterday, just really late. It was past 12 if you're on the East Coast, so it's pretty much like a double episode you guys will pretty much be getting. I'll try to get this up later in the afternoon so that they're not too close, as I want both of those episodes to get supported. But overall though, I just hope you guys enjoy. So let's just hop right onto the ladder and try to get some more games. Let's just try to get some more games with this team, and let's see exactly what we can do. I don't want to do any spoilers, but things may have went well in yesterday's episode, so we are in the 1600s now, so that's good. It's good to see. So hopefully we can continue to do well with this team as we get a 1680 opponent, Pat Hicksy Joker, with a team of Arcanine, Tapu Koko, Araquanid, Magnezone, Porygon 2, and a Alolan Muk. So that's a pretty interesting team, honestly. A lot of people have a lot to say about Tapu Bulu being a bad Pokemon due to its pretty bad speed stat in this meta, especially when considering how many Pokemon that are faster than it that can OHKO it. So Tapu Bulu is a Pokemon that really hasn't been getting a lot of love. My opponent I feel like they're definitely going to lead with Porygon 2, thinking that they can live the double target of our Double Duck and of our Golduck and Pelipper. So that kind of makes me want to lead Kartana, just because I feel like there's a highly likely chance that they're going to lead that Porygon 2. So it kind of makes me want to lead Kartana. Kind of does. And nothing outspeeds Golduck either way, even outside of rain. Other than maybe Arcanine, but I still don't even think that. So do we do that? I kind of feel like that might not be the worst. Just, do I lead Pelipper or do I lead Arcanine? Because I don't know how much damage we need off on the Porygon 2 to have that in range. But yeah, I'm going to go with that. A little Pelipper in the back, and we can go Snorlax just in case Trick Room does go up. So that's exactly what we will be going with. So hopefully this goes well. Good luck to Pat Hicks Joker, or just Joker. Let's just call him Joker. Good luck to Joker. Okay, let's see exactly how this goes. Yeah, so he is going to lead with that Porygon 2, and he's actually going to put the Magnezone next to it, so that's actually really smart on my opponent's end. I could just get rid of this Magnezone right away, which doesn't seem like the worst idea, but I definitely think the Porygon 2 is the bigger threat. Yeah, so I'm going to double into the Porygon 2 slot. We're going to Water MZ that slot and Sacred Sword it. Does quality damage, and then now the Water MZ. Golduck getting all charged up, ready to dish out some huge damage. So hopefully this takes out Porygon 2, and we can disallow Trick Room from going up. I'm not sure without the rain. It might be a roll without the rain. But we do take out the Porygon 2, so perfect. Exactly what I wanted to happen. Thunderbolt maybe into Kartana? Nope, into the Golduck. We'll take it out. That's fine. And a crit. A crit, just to make sure. Yeah, I don't... kind of still do want to go into Pelipper, honestly. Yeah, because I kind of want to double into the Magnezone, honestly. We'll see what my opponent brings in. Kind of want to double into Magnezone, though. The Tapu Bulu comes in, so that's another reason why I wanted to go into Magnezone. Why I wanted to go into Pelipper, because I had a hunch that Tapu Bulu might be coming in. So that works. That works out. My opponent will likely protect that Tapu Bulu. At least that's what I would do. Tapu Bulu can't OHKO either of these two Pokemon. It would suck if it goes for a substitute. That'd actually really suck. But I do think our play is to double up on Magnezone. So Bulu does protect. We get that correct. That's perfect. We'll see if my opponent double protected. Hopefully not. And they did double protect. So alright, that's fine. That's fine. We will get a little bit of health back from that Life Orb damage. And alright. So now, I do think I Hurricane the Bulu. Because I don't think a Thunderbolt from Magnezone will take out Kartana, but I'm actually not entirely sure. I do think a Hurricane takes out Bulu. I'm pretty sure it does. Bulu's way more defensive oriented. So yeah, I'm going to go for that. We'll see how it goes. Magnezone withdraws into what? Into Araquanid. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. We'll get the Sacred Sword off. Should do decent damage just because of the Life Orb. And then we'll get a Hurricane off. And it definitely will hit 100% accurate in the range. Oh, and Bulu ever so slightly lives that. So that's unfortunate. But my opponent went for a bulk up, and that is perfect for us because that means that we're still going to outspeed this Tapu Bulu, and it didn't really accomplish anything, so that's perfect. And Araquanid's really not a huge threat here, as Kartana should be able to live any attack from it, as well as Pelipper. Pelipper will definitely live any attack from it, especially considering that we still have our Focus Sash. So now I just Hurricane the Araquanid, and I Smart Strike the Tapu Bulu. Even if Magnezone comes in on either of these slots, that'll at least break it sturdy, which is exactly what I'm going for. So that's awesome. That's awesome. That bulk up play was definitely not the play to go for my opponent. Tapu Bulu does protect, so that's perfectly fine. This Hurricane should do huge damage to Araquanid. So Smart Strike goes into Tapu Bulu. It protected. And we get another Hurricane off, 100% accurate in range. Goodbye Araquanid. Perfect. So this game's pretty much over. Snorlax definitely 1v1s the Magnezone, and both of my Pokemon can now KO the Tapu Bulu. So this game's definitely over. I don't really see how my opponent can come back now. Even if it is sturdy Magnezone, that makes it a little annoying just to where we'll likely lose one of these two and I won't get the 3-0, but that's perfectly fine. We're just trying to win games here. So I go for another Hurricane on Bulu, and I go for that Sacred Sword on Magnezone. And we call it quits. But yeah, just if Thunderbolt somehow has a chance to take me out, this is like, I don't know. If that somehow takes me out. Somehow takes out Kartana. We will not be getting that what we want. Did it really live on 1 HP? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. It wasn't even sturdy. Did it really live on 1 HP? You gotta be kidding me. That did not just live on 1 HP. So the Thunderbolt does come out onto Kartana likely. No, onto Pelipper. Bad play. Bad play. Doesn't really accomplish anything at this point. But I guess it doesn't matter either way. That's game either way. My opponent might just forfeit here, so it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. So once again, showcasing the absolute power of this team. Like, we can stop Porygon from getting that Trick Room up, like in different ways, and still have a good matchup against the rest of pretty kind of hard Trick Room teams. So just loving it. I'm loving using this team. The ladder is still a little bit in its early stages, so a 1680 may not be as skilled as a normal 1680 is, as the ladder did recently reset, and that's why we're currently not too high on the ladder, just because I haven't had time to prioritize laddering and getting up to where I would like to be on the ladder. So that might have been a little less skilled than the typical 1680 that you run into, but GG's to Joker. I feel like we played that really well. Woo! Almost dropped my stylus. I lost my stylus actually for my N3DS. I lost it for so long, and I was like using pins, and I was like, I need to find my stylus, and it was actually just like slightly underneath the front end of my bed. But alright, awesome, not bad at all. So now we can just get another game and try to continue this positive momentum that we've garnered for ourselves. Did our rating not go up? I feel like we didn't go up at all from winning that. That's weird. Alright, we get a 1575 opponent, Simone from Italy. I feel like we did not go up on the ladder. Alright, Simone's going to have an interesting team because they do have the Torkoal Lilligant. And I think the last time we ran into Torkoal Lilligant, my opponent didn't lead Torkoal Lilligant. So it's still really interesting to me how this team fares against Torkoal Lilligant, considering I really don't want anything to have to go to sleep from that Lilligant, but I also don't want something to be out that can't deal with the Torkoal well. So yeah, this is actually really interesting because I can lead Double Duck, but my opponent obviously has Torkoal Lilligant to help deal with Double Duck and to give them a better matchup against that. So, what do we want to lead with? Yeah, I can obviously lead Golduck in something, and then try to switch in Pelipper. Yeah, I think that's the play. And I switch in Pelipper, and I'm going to be so sad if my opponent doesn't lead Torkoal Lilligant and I go with this lead. I'm going to be very, very sad. I just really can't lead Pelipper with that if my opponent does go Torkoal Lilligant though. I like absolutely cannot. And Snorlax gets walled by Drifblim, so I think Arcanine needs to be our last Pokemon, so we'll go Arcanine. We'll see exactly how we fare in this one. Yeah, just definitely still, I honestly should get some, excuse me, sorry about that, but I honestly should get some insight from Preston, honestly, on how exactly he would play against some of these Torkoal Lilligant's teams, because they just really scare me at team preview. I know how powerful the duo is, and unfortunately my opponent does just lead Drifblim Lele, and I want to bash my head in for not just leading with Pelipper. That sucks. So my opponent should still be afraid of Kartana going for a Smart Strike on their Lele. I should outspeed. So I'm hoping that they do not attack our Golduck with their Lele, considering that we are currently outside of rain. So Lele, honestly, if it's a decently speedy and not like really bulky Lele, it should outspeed a modest Golduck outside of rain. So hopefully my opponent doesn't see our switch out coming and doesn't go for a Psychic type attack into our Golduck. That would be bad. That would be really, really bad if they outsped and went for that. Lele does protect, so perfect, 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 perfect. We still go for our Water Z into that slot, and the Will-O-Wisp goes into our Kartana slot, which is absolutely fine, so that's fine. It's actually perfectly fine. My opponent didn't prioritize going for the Tailwind. They wanted that burn on our Kartana, so that is fine. So that still does pretty decent damage. Like, couldn't fully protect. But unfortunately, we are going to lose our sash on Pelipper. That's the only bad thing that resulted from that turn. However, though, we can Encore Lele into Protect, and we can Tailwind. Drifblim really isn't that big of a threat right now, so we're going to Encore this Lele, and we are going to Tailwind. Lele withdraws, so that's fine. Perfectly fine. Into Torkoal. Perfectly fine. Did my opponent switch out both Pokemon though? That would be an issue. Drifblim went for Tailwind. Perfect, that's fine. Perfectly fine. As we will set up our own Tailwind, and that is fine. So I kind of want to Ice Beam into that Drifblim slot, trying to predict my opponent trying to somehow bring in Lilligant and maybe protecting this Torkoal and trying to bring in Lilligant. But at the same time, though, I really don't want to overpredict. I absolutely do not want to overpredict. And this Torkoal just go for an a Eruption. So I'm actually going to Ice Beam that slot and Wide Guard. Might seem like a funky play, but I want to make sure that that in case the Lilligant came in, that we had a move to hit it with. So the Shadow Ball will finally come out. The Drifblim's finally going on the offensive. That is fine. It gets solid damage off on our Golduck, but that is fine. We'll get some damage off on the Drifblim. And actually the Solar Beam. So good play on my opponent's end. Really good play from my opponent. Kudos to that. I feel like my biggest misplay was the Encore on the Lele slot. I should have just Encored the Drifblim, as Lele usually doesn't stay in there, as it doesn't want to take a bunch. It doesn't want to take the Hydro Pump and all that. So yeah, I feel like that was my biggest misplay so far. Was not encoring the Drifblim into Tailwind, because Encoring the Drifblim into Tailwind would have made it so that Drifblim would have had to switch out, so then it would have made these predictions easier on my end. So just an unfortunate little misplay on my end, but I still do think we're in a solid position. My opponent wants to go for Solar Beam again, knowing I got Wide Guard. That's perfectly fine. I'm just going to Flare Blitz because we are in Sun, and I think I'm going to Scald the Torkoal. I really don't feel like switching in my Kartana is even a slightly smart idea, and on top of not wanting to switch in Kartana, I also don't want to Wide Guard again, and my opponent go for another Solar Beam on the Pelipper slot, knowing that it's neutral and will still do decent damage. So we're going to go for a Flare Blitz and take out this Drifblim. It should take it out considering we are in Sun, and we're going to go for Scald, even though it's weakened in the Sun. Yeah, Torkoal protects, so that's fine. Pelipper doesn't really do much else. I would have liked to have gotten a Kartana in though on that protect. Take a Shadow Ball on Arcanine. It's fine. We'll take out Drifblim. So goodbye Drifblim. We'll take some decent recoil, which is really unfortunate. But honestly, this is going to come down to what my opponent's last Pokemon is. It's going to completely come down to that. So I think we both got one more turn of Tailwind left. I'm not sure we can win this one though. Arcanine's really weakened, and my opponent has this Crocodile now. That is probably going to try to spam Rock Slide. I can see some Rock Slide spam coming our way. Or it can just be, or it can be Groundium Z. I don't have an answer for that. I actually have zero answer for Groundium Z right now. Huh, this is tricky. I need the damage on Torkoal because Kartana cannot deal with Torkoal. Absolutely cannot. It's too defensive and resists the Smart Strike. So my opponent is going to switch out into the Lele. So can our Arcanine please outspeed this Crocodile? I highly doubt it. But if it could outspeed the Crocodile, that'd be beautiful. Unfortunately, we did go for a Wide Guard. Oh yes, we outspeed. This should honestly take out the Lele. Yes, it does. Awesome. So we'll see if the ground DMZ came out. If that came out, we might still be in a halfway decent position. Then the rock slide came out. Woo. Okay. Okay. Alright, no more tailwind for anyone. And the sun honestly should be ending soon. Alright, we have a chance. Just the tricky thing is getting enough damage on this Torkoal. That is the real tricky thing. Just getting enough damage off on it. It can't, with wide guard, it still can't really go for, its powerful fire type moves. With wide guard still, with me having wide guard to my disposal, and with this Crocodile going for rock slide, this leads me to believe that it doesn't have the ground DMZ, so hopefully we're still in a good spot. We'll Flare Blitz into the Torkoal. We want this damage up on Torkoal so that we can take it out later. Does decent damage. Arcanine lives, and we do see the ground DMZ now. So we'll probably see this and a Solar Beam, I would predict. But Crocodile's kind of walled now. Pretty much has just the, yeah, and the Solar Beam. So, oh, it would have been so great if I would have went for Scald there. Actually, would have been beautiful. I should have went for Scald there. Oh, that does way too much damage. That does way too much damage. Oh, we only got Pelipper for one more turn. How do we not lose this game? How do we not lose this game? I don't know the calc on how much damage a Sacred Sword does to Torkoal. I think I have to still double into the Torkoal slot. And just pray that my opponent protects their Crocodile. Please protect Crocodile. Please protect Crocodile. Please protect Crocodile. Crocodile protects! Woo! Woo! I think that's game. I think that's GG. Oh no, it's a double protect. No. I hate double protects. Oh yeah, my opponent's smart. I'm completely in I'm going to burn myself out this turn, so yeah, it didn't make any sense for them not to double protect. Completely forgot that they could just double protect and I'd lose my Pelipper. So I think that's definitely game. I think that's game. In no scenario do I live a Torkoal's fire type move. I don't live any fire type move from this Torkoal. So unless this Sacred Sword somehow does enough damage to this very defensive Pokemon, which it does not, we're going to lose this game. So that's unfortunate. I really messed up when I went for that Encore into that Lele slot. That was pretty much my biggest mistake in my opinion. But GG's to my opponent. Definitely don't feel like we played that one too bad. Definitely don't feel like we played it too bad. And I also could have went for the Scald instead of the wide guard once I already revealed wide guard, and it only made sense that my opponent would go for their non double targeting moves after that. But I just want to stay on the safe side. But I feel like Scald would have just been the better play either way, maybe in that scenario. It's just the fact that I didn't want Pelipper to take a rock slide from the Crocodile, but I had a really huge hunch it had ground DMZ, but just when my opponent didn't go for it first, that's what kind of threw me off. But they knew that they would take out both of my Pokemon if I didn't go for wide guard that turn. So hindsight 2020, I should have. The main thing I actually do think is I should have Scalded it after I revealed wide guard the first turn. Scalded that Torkoal, got it down into Sacred Sword range, and then we win that late game. And then I should not have Encored the Lele into Protect. Should have Encored that Drift Limb into Tailwind. And then the predictions would have been much easier on us dealing with the Torkoal. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in into today's episode of VGC Climbing the Ladder. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, leave a thumbs up for me. Definitely comment on what exactly you thought you're thinking of the team, what exactly you thought I did right, what you thought I did wrong. I love to hear your guys' insight, and I love to just toss around ideas and stuff. So definitely comment on what exactly you guys thought I could have done better in that last game, and what you thought I did right in the first one, and overall what you think of the team so far. And also subscribe to the channel if you are new for more of this exact type of videos, as well as much more Pokemon related content. I have a lot more planned for you guys. If you watch my update video, you know what exactly is going on and where we're headed. I appreciate the support. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.